how you control your ego is a crucial. That's important. Carlos understand, and Carlos has experience working with Gordon Strachan or lots of different elite coaches, and so somebody from Poland with the license try to be in English football. He gave me the chance. Don't stick in the same environment because you're close, you can't see, your vision is very narrow. If you got any opportunity, just go for it. Go for it.
Welcome to the Proline Coaching podcast, where we talk about football coaching, player development, and everything in between. I'm Bahgozen, and I'm joined by my co-host Carl Nolan. Carl, it's been a while since our last episode. A lot has happened since, right?
Yeah, a lot has happened since, as this industry dictates. A few weeks, and you go through an awful lot. So we've done a Easter camp recently. That was very successful. Feedback that we got was the kids really enjoyed it. So that was the main thing. We loved working with the players. We had some very talented players attend that Easter camp. It was an opportunity for players and parents to come and have a taster, really, of what we're about. And we've invited some of those players back to our open trials in May and June. So we are very busy at the moment preparing them open trials to make sure they're fun and worthwhile for the players to come on. We can then assess them as well. And then at the end of June, we'll be selecting 16 players for our new under-13s, under-14s and under-15 squad. So it's all systems go.
Yeah, so we've got an exciting guest to talk with today. But before we do, we want to thank our sponsors, Cryfield Surveys Limited. Cryfield are an established company in measurement surveying. They produce accurate CAD drawings of existing land and buildings for architectural requirements, whether it's updating a property or planning something new. Also, please make sure to check out the Proline Coaching Academy socials. It's on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. The link will be down in the description below. So please do check them out. And so today we're sitting down with Artur Skrzypaszek, President of the CoachPro Foundation. Artur is a UEFA B licensed coach with a real passion for English football. He spent 10 years coaching and teaching in the United Kingdom, working as a secondary school PE teacher and coaching both youth and senior teams. Now, through CoachPro Foundation, he's delivering coach education, camps and academy trips in Poland, bringing English football methodology to a whole new audience. Arthur, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Good evening, guys.
It's been a while, hasn't it? We've been trying to get this over the line for a while, so thank you. We're finally here. And we're excited to have you, Arthur, and I'm sure our guests, once they tune in and listen to this, will get a lot from it. So Arthur, obviously, I met you probably at the middle, really, of your stint over here in England. You spent 10 years over here working in youth football and senior football, done a lot of coaching over here, done some teaching work, and you're now taking your experiences back over to Poland to try and improve the coaching standard and coach education in Poland. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. Just after when I graduated from PE as a PE teacher in Poland, and I tried to find some work in school, and just I gave myself like 3-4 months to find something after my graduation. And I couldn't find it, so I decided to, because back in the day when I finished my university, lots of Polish population they look the opportunity for work to go to England. So why I couldn't take this opportunity? So this is the reason why I came to England for find new challenges. Basically, the priority was for the job, and I was more happy to come to England because obviously I could reach my dreams. So I could just find my passion as a football coach, and even more to working in school, have a full-time job, PE teacher or a football coach. So this is the reason why moved to England, and I was really was exciting because I've been in basically and on a country when the football is a religion.
So, what did you notice straight away, Artur, when you came to the UK compared to the football culture and the football environment in Poland? Was there any something that really stood out initially?
As a first 2 years when I've been in England, obviously I was passionate about the coaching and teaching PE. But first years, my impression was about the general culture of football as a country. So everyone, when I was young boy in my homeland, everyone was watching the Premier League. Everyone was talking about Man United, Liverpool. Everyone was talking about the fans and the atmosphere and the pub. So there was first 2 years I was focused. I was even manic about the culture. I forgot about the coaching and teaching, but I was spent this time to enjoy football games at Premier League, Championship, see the fans before the games. So this is the enthusiasm in the first year what I experienced. So that was a first thing what I loved, and then after that I was just more calm, and that atmosphere was normal for me after 2 years, because when you change some environment, what you're doing is wow, and you have to take time to just calm down and thinking about what you want to do. So after 1 year, 2 years, I was trying to find out that deeply football development strategy, football education strategy in school, and that's it. And I will going to talk about later on how I find out and what I achieve.
You mentioned you're a PE teacher by trade. How did that mold your coaching going forward? How did that shape your coaching?
Of course, before I just joined to the British school, I didn't realize how teaching is important in terms of coaching. So obviously, I felt I never been in professional football in my life. I finished playing football when I was 19, but I know the ex-professional players when they became the coach, they just only thinking about football and just talking about football and never consider the teaching aspects. So I was the similar thing. Even if I didn't play football, I was thinking education, teaching is not really important in football area. But when I joined to the English school, and I had a lot of support, first of all as an assistant teacher in PE department, so we had a lot of CPD every week. And then I find out lots of common strategy about the learning, and I brought this learning strategy to teaching techniques to the football development later on. So how to approach the kids, how you can find the needs to be a better footballer, better human. All this stuff is I find out through the education and teaching job. Obviously, and the knowledge about football that helped me to be an even better coach on the pitch.
So was there a moment where you thought coaching was going to be like your long-term path, whether that was in England or Poland? Was there a moment?
It was basically is like very clear moment in my life, because I've been in Polish academy since under 9, under 8. And I went through all the development stages in academy. And by the time when I was 19, I've been actually one of the talented players in a youth pathway in my region. And by the year 19 years old, I just had an injury. I snapped my ACL ligaments in one leg, and then when I recovered straight away, I snapped another one. and they said that's ruined my life. Obviously, you imagine a young boy is all their life is attached with football. I went to this sport performance school in faculty in football. I played football all my life, and in years of 19s, when I've been selected to the Polish League 2 football senior team for the pre-season camp, and this happened. I didn't know what to do, but obviously my parents support me, my friends, my doctors, my lecturers from university, and sixth form, basically. But first of all, from sixth form, they said, "Arthur, that's not end of the world. You love football, but you can do lots of things in attaching football." So then I decided to be a coach, because if not players, who I can be? Coach and PE teacher. That's why my journey started from the 19 years old, and it's still ongoing.
Fantastic, Arthur. So I know when you were here in England, you combined youth and adult football, if I recall,
Yeah.
during your.
Yeah.
How did you combine those two roles? Something I've always been interested, having always myself worked in adult and youth football. How did you combine them?
That was a challenge for me, because when I started to be a coach, and I passed my UEFA license, as probably majority of young boys, young coaches, they want to be a senior head of coach, Pep Guardiola, or watch lots of YouTube patterns from Man City, Man United, and I try to bring to the grassroots or amateur non-league football. And then I realized how hard it is to manage the senior football, even if like Midlands League level, is still lots of challenges with the senior players. So year by year, because my background is a PE teacher, so year by year I realize I don't want have a pressure of results. I don't want to be change my job every year if it's going unsuccessful. So I decide to be a youth development coach. But you ask me how I combine. Obviously, apart pressure of results, and obviously senior football coach is not stable. So all the rest, to love, to be a passionate about the tactics, technical aspects, what is needed for senior, I bring to the 11-a-side football with the youth phase from under 13s to 14s. So all this stuff, what is very important in a senior football or PDP football. I brought to the basically football knowledge. I brought the football knowledge to the senior, but I brought the education background and approach to the kids from my education side. So I combine senior football, like football knowledge, to be tactical master, and obviously the background from education I brought to the how to talk to the kids, how to understand the kids, all this stuff. So this is the things what I take from the senior and from the youth development side.
Yeah, so the learning aspect, if you like, the focus on development certainly was at the forefront of your mind with the younger players. Any other key differences in your approach between working with adults and working with youth players?
Of course, yes, because I don't know if it's good or not, but when I used to work in the senior football in a semi-pro level in England, I like to be on the touchline. I like to be like Diego Simone, or like a person who is just extrovertic and shouting, and even if I would like to be a tough coach. Like if somebody didn't understand my instruction, I've been strict sometimes, but when I convert to the youth development phase, I learned to be calm. I learned to be patient, and this helped me out because I realized I cannot be as a senior football in these young boys. So that was a challenge for me, and I think I achieved, because now if I working with the under 13s, 14s, 15s, or even under 12 boys, I'm able to explain politely and very calm. I raise some voice sometimes, but that's helped me out to understand how I have to be in front of the young boys, and how can I be in a senior football.
So you're back in Poland now, and you've launched the Coach Pro Foundation. What inspired you to start it?
Yes, that because I've been working in a school, and I met lots of people who basically in P department you go in lots of tournaments through the school, and lots of tournaments. The best tournaments what I ever attend was on Anfield Road Premier School tournaments, Premier League school tournaments in 2014 in Liverpool on Anfield, and we had a lot of support from Aston Villa coaches. And as a PE teacher, I used to have a meeting with these people, and they talking about the Aston Villa academy, because we, as a Stratford and Avon school, we've been attached with Aston Villa support. So they was talking about lots of good project in England. So I was thinking, okay, and this is the way how I build the links. Obviously, I met lots of different people as a PE teacher in a football environment. Of course, obviously, I met Carl Nolan through that way, because somebody recommended Carl Nolan to me, or me to Carl Nolan, and then I built a relationship over the 10 years through my job. And when I back to Poland, and I think see lots of great stuff in England, lots of support for the coaches. This is the main reason what is inspired me, supporting coaches in a different ways. And what I noticed in Poland is not like that. It's not like that. The coaches in Poland need to support more through the academy, through the other coaches in the club. But in England, that's a normal. So that's why I decided showing the lots of head of coaches in Poland, or they call coordinator, and other coaches, how country as England and how academy in England support the coaches internally. I don't talk about the FA mentors, because we've got FA mentors in Poland, but I talking about internal as a family, and every coach from the academy or even grassroots, they've got support. They're doing CPD. They're talking about football. They support each other. And the same thing like for players. On the pitch is everywhere support. But I'm talking about the off the pitch. In England is very, very, very important. Off pitch support. So this is inspiring me. The Polish coaches, they have to see, they have to experience how it looks like support, how the coaching support looks like, and how the player support looks like off the pitch as well. This is the main reason.
So did you feel there was a gap in coaching education back home compared to England?
Yeah, I can say truly, yeah, because I'll tell you how this looks like in Poland. In Poland, every coach, they have to apply for the places about the different kind of workshops. If they nobody asks them to do it, but if the coach don't look, if they know look about themselves, they won't be developed. Because nobody push the coaches to develop. They only doing because they want. But in England, I know some people from English Cat 3 Academy, Cat 2, Cat 1 Academy. They've got head of coach, and a head of coach just, I don't want to say they they push them. They push them. They try to develop the coaches in academy, but they showing their different ways. They internally they have most of very good support. So in Poland it's not like that. So that's why it's a big gap between the challenge coaches, support coaches. That's the main reason.
Oh, sure. So Arthur, you've been organising coaching camps, coach education events, trips to England. Tell us, how does that work? It must take a lot of work to organise. Tell us how it works.
It's because I built a relationship in England for the 10 years. So I've got a lot of great people who can support me in Poland. So whenever I call my friends, rather if this is the academy, if they're working in academy or grassroots football, they always say yes, Alpha, we help you out, we come over. So basically, because I've got great people around me, it looks like hard, but really, if you stick with the good people, they make your life easy. So basically, my foundation is already exists 5 years, and in the first 3 years I was only focused for the coaching education visit in England and organized a conference in Poland. So basically this that was expand to camps, because lots of English coaches, they come over to Poland and they experience Polish culture, met some Polish people here, and also like when they host Polish coaches in England, they knew these people, so they said, "Oh, if you want to do camps, why not? We can come over to do for you camps, because you're doing great job in terms of coaches education. Let's doing camps." The camps I doing mainly for one reason, because lots of Polish young players, they don't have a very often experience to meet somebody from different style of football, different culture, different approach. So basically, if English coaches come over to Poland, they deliver like 4 or 5 days camp. The kids who is involved for that tournament, they really enjoy, but they shocked that, I don't want to say is better or worse, just different. If it's different, they kids is like, wow, we never experienced this one. So in first 3 years I changed some views for coaches, and I give them tools to working in a normal daily basis work. But also after the camps, the kids is very, very inspired. I tell you what's to inspire the kids the most. This is one boy told me during the camp, "Sir, I didn't get as much feedback as I get in over that 5 days. The feedback what I received during the camp was amazing. This is the crucial. You know how important is feedback for the young boys. Obviously, every coach showing doing this one, even why you haven't done this one. But after the session or during the break, during the session, the feedback, they most appreciate that. The kids love feedback. So they said, now I feel what I have to do. I feel my strength, weaknesses, and all this stuff around." So the main difference is the feedback for the young boys.
Fantastic. So that's something the players themselves instantly notice. What about the coaches that you've brought over from Poland? What is it that they tend to notice first when they come to these academies in England?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. First I brought, like, in the first 2 years 3 groups, and that 3 groups, not every player, every coach, but mainly lots of the coaches said, after that visit in England, we understand what's mean difference. So this is the first feedback from me was, after visiting England, we learn that is It's something. It's not bad or good. It's a different. So if somebody doing something what we don't do it doesn't mean it's bad. And in England, they see lots of situations when the English coaches said, "That's different. It's not bad. They work in a different style, different system. It's not bad. It's not worse because it's a different. Is nothing wrong because somebody working with different strategy." So this is the thing when the coaches told me, like when I back to Poland and I see some people, they say, that coach is not good because he's doing this, and my coaches who used to visit in England, they try to correct these people. Hey, listen, because he's doing that you don't like doesn't mean he's bad. He's different. So this is a good impact for me for the people. This is one of the bits what I just share with you. There's lots of different bits as well. Was they appreciate to be in England, basically all the structure of the academy, how they education system from post-16 boys in academy, but it's not even academy, but lots of organization like probably no Proline Coaching, but different organization. They provide the education for the boys who is not even in academy, but like basically post 16 you've got lots of organization. So this coach, my coaches who's been involved in Coach Pro, they opened their eyes and said, wow, the boys after post 16 they still can play football, they can still educate in football environment. That's something what we love. That they don't have to be even in academy to do it, because as I say, we used to try to open some some course from Proline Coaching. I remember, Carl, with you back in the day.
So Arthur, you don't have these BTEC football scholarships in Poland, is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's not like in England, because obviously it's not because the clubs doesn't want to do it. Actually, if they would be, I tell you why. The national curriculum is a bit different than English ones. Post 16, we've got like 3 options. We've got college, sixth form, or slightly, just college and sixth form. And in this kind of post 16 education, you have to do maths, history, all this stuff. You cannot do it just BTEC sport and that's it. So this is the main reason. But I know where the education system in Poland is allowed to modify the curriculum, but this is your authority curriculum, and they need to be approved by the education department. So this is the one idea what I'd like to do, to bring something similar from England to Polish education. Not obviously 1-to-1 copy, but most of the bits, and I would like to create something like BTEC or BTEC Sport. That's it. So I'd like to do, but it's maybe going to be very hard, but I try it.
So with these visits to England, what I'm trying to see is that you're not only building relationships with academies, but also people within them, also coaches, head of coaching, directors, people like that. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Obviously, because the people who I met, actually, I'm talking about the most of the time. I'm talking about our academy coaches, but and also the grassroots coaches inspire the coaches from who I brought, because we never forget majority of boys or coaches working in grassroots level. Yeah, everyone would like to work in academy, but what I brought from grassroots coaches or grassroots clubs in England, they are very, very privileged and happy if, like, let's say grassroots football team, maybe like Proline Coaching, they gonna recommend players to Aston Villa or West Bromwich Albion, and the best players from your team is gonna go to the Villa. you're never going to be upset. You opposite. You're going to be very proud. You can recommend yourself that we create the boy who's going to get a place in Villa. In Poland, is different. It's different. So when coaches came to England, and they obviously they want to go and see the best academies, but some days I select to bring them to the grassroots environment and speak with the grassroots coaches, and if they was listen that the grassroots coach and or manager was happy if the players go to the West Bromwich or Villa, everyone was shocked. In Poland is different. We try to hide these boys. We're not gonna give the best players to basically, let's say, Legia Warsaw or Lech Poznań. We don't wanna. We wanna keep them here. So
Right.
this is
They're very possessive of their talent. They're very
that's true. But that's true. But you know what is the worst thing in Polish system compared to England? Because we've got league system up to from under 13. So you know what they want to do? They want to win the league.
right.
That's why they want to keep the best players. I don't want to say it's a fault of club or manager or coach. It's a system. If they go league from under 13 or 14, so obviously even grassroots teams, they want to win the league.
So you've been on this journey. What's been the most rewarding part? Is it inspiring coaches, inspiring players? What's been the most rewarding part of this journey with Coach Pro Foundation?
Oh, the most rewarding part is a feedback, and if I heard when the coaches came back to Poland after a 1 week visit in England, and they published some articles in the local newspaper or new local internet websites about a visit, and they prize the Coach Pro for that opportunity. This is and that they spread the information across the Poland. This is the really good feedback for me, and I feel like okay, this is what I'd like to do, but also this is what the coaches in Poland they would love to receive. This is the main thing what I like. If every coach after the visit will spread out the information about how amazing English football and English youth development systems looks like, this is gonna get to the bigger population, and I'm 100% sure if anyone will take 10% from that visit, they will be good coaches.
Fantastic. So you've also had coaches from England go over to Poland, Artur, is that right, and deliver sessions?
It is as a part of my camps. They support my camps by delivering the sessions, but also they deliver the lecture presentation during the conference or workshops. So you know what is the best things? Every single coach from England, when they come over, or even when we there, never show the ego, like to be, oh, I'm from England, or everyone need to listen to me, and never. So even opposite, they always mention to me, Arthur, we coming to Poland. Obviously, English football, England is a top country around the world in terms of football. Poland is improving, but it's not as England. So people could look at the lower standard of football. All right, we better, so they have to listen. No, English coaches, when they come to Poland, or when Polish coaches come to England, they always say, Arthur, we learn lots from Polish coaches. We share idea. We always listen. When we came over to Poland, we always learn that bit. So this is amazing that wherever you go, they said lots of people from England, wherever you go, Arthur, is something to take it on board and bring to your own job, your own culture. So every time, wherever you go. So that's a brilliant feeling.
Fantastic. So what's the real benefit for English coaches to get involved with your Coach Pro?
Build relationship with the international coaches, to deliver the camps session for overseas, like for Polish kids, is a very challenge. The coaches who was involved in a camp, they have to change some strategy in terms of communication. Obviously, we had a lot of Polish people who speak English is an assistant during the session, but this is a massive challenge for the coaches from academy in England to deliver the session in Poland, and they love that experience. They build them. This is a bit uncomfortable zone for them, so they love to challenge. They love to be uncomfortable to dealing with this. So this is the feedback from my colleagues from England. Arthur, thank you very much for that opportunity, because we could benefit. Like, we met people, we like met people, especially in football. We challenge ourselves to deliver some session in Poland. So we have to just find a way to understand, maybe more demonstrate, clear demonstration. We see the new city, new town, lots of people from first time they visit in Poland, my city of Wrocław, they realize how amazing cities in Poland. So in terms of football aspects, they find out the culture aspects, social aspects. They take lots of things from that projects.
Positives.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. When I went to America, I was living with families there. I was living in towns and cities, so that's really beneficial for coaching. It's very immersive. I think that's the word. So we focused a lot on Coach Pro, but let's focus on yourself. So with all those experiences, what would you say is your core coaching philosophy?
My core coaching philosophy is changed since I've been actually coach. When I was 20, I had a badge, and I was thinking about technical, tactical aspects. So I was always like revise at home, review my session in terms of only like tactical, technical. By the time when I joined to the English school, I was review myself as a coach in terms of teaching aspects. So how I deliver the session, how I question the players, if they answer, or if I gave them the answer, if I always challenge myself. I understood when I have to be command, when I have to let them play and make mistake, like learn by mistake, when I have to guide and discover. So in every stage in my life, the change my strategy. So when I started to organize the coaching education visit in England, and I was listening lots about the England DNA 4-corner model, I was realized how important is the psychological and mental and social aspects. So even more, like I was focused on that bit on psychological and social rather than technical, and then that's it. So I became the coach who is more focused on psychological now, and I would like to inspire people rather than technical and tactical. That's why I think my coaching journey is I don't want to say is a no like before, but I want to be a mentor now. I want to mentoring the coaches. I want to be mentoring the players, and I understand how that technical and tactical aspect is very important. But I can doing this one, but I more enjoy to inspire people. But I still think I can be a good coach, even if I'm gonna put in more stuff about the technical, psychological, and social, rather than tactical and technical. But I changed. This is So I find out my DNA.
So you're a lot more clearer now on your coaching approach, because I said this as a fellow coach, Arthur. We evolve, don't we? We mould, we change
It is.
our approach. So have you noticed any recurring challenges when it comes to player development with young players in Poland?
It is. As I said before, it's all about. I think the biggest barrier, biggest restriction is the league system. The league system is ruining the coaching development. Basically, obviously, in terms of lots of different aspects. If the coach wants to win the league in the age of 13, 14s, imagine how are you going to focus for the development. Everyone say, yeah, we want to develop the players. We want to develop the players. But back in the day, back in the head, I want to win the league. So it can be you cannot put in the same sentence development and win the league. Obviously, in the senior football, you've got lots of managers who working with the senior and still develop the players, and they have to win the league or they will have to win the game. But I don't think so. If it's good combination of win the game or win the league and develop the players. So this is the challenge for me. This is the challenge, and I tell you what, I would love to have seen more open-minded coaches. More open-minded coaches. Everyone have an ego. Ego is a normal, natural human aspect, but how you control your ego is it crucial. That's important. So this is the challenge as well. So I don't want to see if you feel lots of I don't want to be criticized, but I hate when somebody say I'm a good coach, I know everything. Even if you got 30 years of experience, you still don't know anything. You still learn. But this is at least I give you one example about myself. In England, when I tried, I had a UEFA B badge, and I was speak with the people who's got UEFA Pro, UEFA A license, working with elite players. I never coach with elite players, and I didn't understand. They talking with me like with partner, coach, development partner. I was gave UEFA B license from Poland, and I was share my idea, and they listen to me. They take on board what I say. And other way in Poland, when I tried to speak with UEFA Pro license, I had experience. Not everyone, but I had. Who you are? You never work with elite footballer. You never work in professional football. UEFA B. Okay, I listen to you, but what you can give me, what you can tell me about football. Okay, sorry. But in England, I felt like partner. I felt like I very valuable person. This showed me how the people on the high standard can be human. My motto on a website on CoachProTeam.com, we've got like motto: be a human, then a player or coach. First, be a human, then a player or coach.
That's a recurring theme, Arthur, with a lot of these podcasts that we do and conversations that we have with other coaches. It's relationship building first and foremost, being genuine, being real with players. And I think it's a real challenge for all coaches to make sure that that's at the forefront of their development.
Yeah. So obviously I can attest to that, where you mentioned you spoke to people where they have lots of experience and they've had all these licenses, yet they still take you on board. When I joined a semi-professional club a couple of years ago, Carl was the manager, and I never had any playing experience. I never had any coaching badges, no coaching experiences. And literally the first training session, he's asking my opinion of the training session, and literally listened to everything. So from that day onwards, it was fantastic. So I can definitely attest to that. But
one thing I'd like to prize and mention about Carl Nolan, you see, even today, I've been in England. I broke my English a bit by this time when I met Carl, and he gave me a chance to work with Carl, and I said, "Wow, some from England appreciate my knowledge, but even I have broke my English, but I still been attached with Carl. That's fantastic. I still remember that. I never gonna forget. You support me and you gave me the power, even if I couldn't. Obviously, we communicate in English, but some point I just lost. And Carl was understand, and Carl also has experience working with like Gordon Strachan or lots of different elite coaches, and somebody from Poland with B license tried to be in English football. He gave me the chance.
And that's key for what Ash was just saying there. I mean, it's something that I've learned in my journey in football is that everyone's got lots of good ideas. Everyone's got strengths, you know, and football's a family, right? And my personal philosophy is we need to support each other, help each other. Football's only a game, right? We can fall out and have differences, but ultimately we love the game, don't we? We love the game. We want to be involved in the game. We want to support players. We want to help players grow. So you know that's fantastic.
I tell you, this is my main from English. When I used to live in England, I've got one story, brilliant story, and I share with everyone in Stratford-upon-Avon School. I'm briefly going to tell you, but this is very worth it and valuable. When I applied for first teaching job at Stratford-upon-Avon, and before that I work in obviously I had a master degree from Poland, and I convert my qualification. I get a QTS. I had a QTS number state, and I applied for like 100 schools, and the one Stratford-upon-Avon just sent me. They get back to me. Alpha, we want you for interview. I said, oh my days, from warehouse to school. My language is not very good because I used to work with Polish people, and I said, okay, I'm gonna prepare my script. What they can ask me for interview, and I was really 100 times. I said, okay, gamble, because the interview could be general questions. I'm gonna learn these questions. I'm gonna learn the answer, and happy days. I went for the interview. Obviously, they asked me the question. I still answered what I had prepared for the script because I relate everything for that question, but all around. And obviously, they spot that my language is not good. But after the interview, they said, "Okay, Alpha, congratulations, you've got a job." I said, "Oh, miss, that was a miss. How come? I thought first interview in England, you gave me the chance, and what listen now, the words what she's saying, I will remember for my life. Alpha, you're gonna learn English. You're gonna learn. You don't have perfect English now, but you've got personality. You're gonna learn English. You're never gonna learn personality. I give you a chance because you got personality." So I said, I was nearly crying, mate.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was you saying yes. Everyone personality is important.
Yeah, it is really important. So with Coach Pro, what's the future? Is there any projects? Is there anything we should look forward to?
It is a future of mainly I want to focus for education. Obviously, I will be carry on what I'm doing at the minute. Exchange coaches education visit. I try to starting now to exchange football teams. I give you an example. In last January, I had a privilege to host an organized trip to Poland from Coventry City under 13s, and through brilliant academy in Polish, Krakow, one of the best facility in Poland, but even better, they have experience to go to Auschwitz for one day. So the academy, Coventry City Academy, there was a excellent. There was amazing because they felt amazing because they said, Arthur, in this kind of experience, we could play 3 games, we could visit Auschwitz. So we had experience to the cultural visit. We have a football aspects. We have a social because the kids, they have to stay together. They have to manage. So this is the thing what I try to develop now, and hopefully with the Proline Coaching, I would love to give you opportunity, or even I would like to invite you to this kind of project because it's very valuable and obviously comes. But I'm open to the Spanish market as well. So I've got lots of friends, so I can combine two English Spanish coaches together because I build a relationship in Spanish football, Czech Republic football teams as well. So actually, to be fair, I would love to work internationally. I build the bridges between the lots of different coaches from different countries. I would love to do this one because I noticed different countries bring the different opinion, different view, so everyone can learn from each other what they never gonna experience in their own country, because it's like everyone doing similar things. Different. That's my idea and my perspectives for the future. So to be involved as much international project as I can do it in terms of not only football but in terms of education.
Fantastic. So for coaches out there, Arthur, especially those from smaller countries and outside the big leagues, perhaps with limited resources, what advice would you give them?
I would recommend to be involved in that project, what I deliver. Not just Coach Pro, general, who somebody can deliver the same projects, but get involved in that kind of organization who give the opportunity to show international projects. Not only from Coach Pro. I organize this kind of stuff, but to find out the new idea, develop yourself. I think you have to look at the outside your environment, outside what you're doing, especially when there's some people working in the same club, in the same area, like 10, 15 years. They have to open the eyes and they have to go outside the circle. Even more, the best would be go outside the country. So don't stick in the same environment because you're closed. You can't see. Your vision is very narrow. If you got any opportunity, just go for it. Go for it.
That's fantastic. So how can people follow Coach Pro? Where could they go online or on social media?
Obviously, we've got a website, www.CoachProTeam.com, and you can find out lots of information, projects, and how many people and who is involved in that project. What teams are support me in the past and will be supporting me in the future. We've got a Facebook account as well, Coach Pro, LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
We're working out for in terms of marketing wise. So I need to support, and actually I need to ask somebody to expand more about Coach Pro, because I'm no specialist in that kind of area. So
Arthur, thank you for your time today. That's it for today's episode on the Proline Coaching podcast. A massive thank you for Skrzypaszek. We'll be linking down in the description below Coach Pro Foundation, their links. But also please check out the Proline Coaching Academy socials, which will be linked down below. And finally, thank you again to Cryfield Surveys Limited for supporting the episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. More welcome. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Take care, Arthur.
Yes.